My name is John Beinert, and I am the Development Director at Greystar for our 2025 Clarendon Boulevard project. This video will give you a basic overview of each of the SPRC discussion topics for this project. As stated in our introductory video, which I hope you had a chance to view, our proposal is an amendment to the previously approved 12-story office building on this site to permit a 16-story residential building with 231 multifamily units. While a conversion from office to residential use will always require some changes to a building, we took a fresh look at the previously approved project. While changing it to fit a residential floor plan and adding a modest amount of additional height, we have made a number of improvements we highlight through this presentation. Our first topic is the change in use from office to residential. Most importantly, the site sat vacant for many years with an improved office building, but the previous owner was unable to secure a tenant and proceed with construction. Seeing significant demand for housing in the Arlington market, especially in areas so close to the metro and other transit opportunities, we felt this site was a great fit for a residential development with ground floor retail. Similar to our project across the street, we feel that this neighborhood has great potential to grow and take advantage of its proximity to transit, nearby office, and other employers, and important community-serving retail. County staff will also discuss the administrative guidance for office conversions in their presentation. We feel that our proposal is justified by those criteria as well. Our project was carefully guided by the Roslyn Courthouse Urban Design Study. In that study, the height of the building was specifically addressed. It states a recommendation of 10 stories, but flexibility in heights could be approved to accommodate affordable housing, community facilities, special design considerations, and/or new streets. The previously approved site plan did permit a deviation from the 10-story height recommendation, and the maximum allowable height for multifamily buildings in the zoning district is 16 stories. As you can see, at 165 feet, we fit well into the context of the courthouse neighborhood. The unique shape of the site forms a triangle with its point at the intersection of Wilson and Clarendon Boulevards, creating a significant architectural challenge and opportunity. The creation of an iconic, architecturally significant prow to the face of the building presents a shaped glass form looking directly down Clarendon. Its form will evolve differently throughout the day as light strikes the angled structure. Similar to the previous office approval, we are setting the face of our building back roughly 12 feet on the eastern frontage to relate to the neighboring mid-rise building. There is also a change in materials to break up the mass of the building. Our design also looks to incorporate high-quality materials at the human level, which will vastly improve the pedestrian experience on each of our frontages. Like the previous approval, we are constructing a new public open space at the western edge of the site in the form of a new pedestrian plaza. The previous owner was committed to a bank on the first floor, which we believe was not the ideal type of retail to frame this space. Our designs include monumental stone columns supporting the prow of the building above, framing a pedestrian gathering space near what we hope to be active retail in the form of a restaurant or similar use. The monumental supports also provide bench seating and encourage interaction at the pedestrian scale. We welcome additional thoughts on the programming and design of this space. For transportation, the site fronts Clarendon and Wilson Boulevard. It is a highly walkable, transit-proximate site with easy access to metro, bus lines, Capital Bike Share, and bike lanes, which are being installed in part with our project across the street. The proposed redevelopment will result in a reduction of vehicle trips to and from the site versus the previously approved office building. We are proposing to dedicate the second half of a north-south alley cutting through the eastern edge of the site shared with the neighboring building. In terms of parking, we are proposing 70 total parking spaces to serve the 231 residential units. There will be visitor parking within those 70 spaces. This results in a parking ratio of 0.32 spaces per unit, which is in line with the county policies for sites proximate to metro and appropriate given the residential market demand for parking in this area and unique shape of this site. At the moment, we plan for our retail parking across the street to serve the retail on this property as well. To further reduce trips from the site, we will be committing to what is known as a transportation demand management plan. We will also provide approximately 200 bike parking spaces well in excess of any county requirements. We share the community's interest in promoting safe travel for cyclists and believe the proposed project and surrounding street network should be as friendly and stress-free to cyclists as possible. We are maintaining the existing bike infrastructure around the site, but have already committed to improvements in the area with our last project. The goal is to start construction of this project as soon as possible. If we are heard by the county board in early 2022, we believe that we would commence construction by spring 2022 and complete the project by summer 2024. We have already began demolition on the project across the street and will continue to work with all of our neighbors to mitigate and minimize the impacts of ongoing construction. I would also note that these are very preliminary dates and will likely change as we move closer toward demolition. Community benefits will be negotiated with the county throughout this process. We plan on providing community benefits listed here, which include the typical 4.1 plan contributions such as utility fund, a transportation demand management plan, and contributions to Arlington County's commuter services, public art, and affordable housing. We are also fulfilling certain recommendations contained in the Roslyn Courthouse Urban Design Study, including gateway architecture, building height, setbacks, pedestrian and bicycle improvements, open space, and more. Lastly, we are seeking LEED Gold bonus density in accordance with new green building incentive policy and expect to include an affordable housing component as well. We will continue to negotiate and finalize these community benefits with staff and county administration as we move through the SPRC process. This concludes our presentation. We sincerely appreciate your time and consideration of the project and look forward to hearing your feedback online and in the upcoming SPRC meetings.
Thanks, John. Hi, my name is Steve Smith, and I'm a principal with Cooper Carey. Cooper Carey sees the 2025 site as a great architectural and urban space opportunity for the Clarendon neighborhood. To orient you in this video, you are traveling north on Courthouse Road, where you immediately notice a striking angular form that moves to the sky. The velocity of this mark on the facade definitely sets it apart from the other rigid structures in the courthouse district. Moving to the western edge of the building, or the prow, you see what we consider an angular glass vessel set upon a sculpted stone base. The glass curtain wall has a slight angle that cants out from the base and will change in appearance throughout the day as the sunlight moves around it. Zooming towards the large plaza, one can appreciate the detail of the sculpted sloping stone base that supports the vessel. The dynamic structural columns generate many porosity opportunities at the plaza, as well as an interesting space. The glass zipper further separates the prow vessel from the brick body of the building, helping it to set the vessel apart. Retail is targeting a restaurant that will be able to utilize the benefits of this plaza, enjoying the cover and extending the use of the outdoor space deeper into the cooler seasons. The mix of restaurant tables and chairs, along with the spacious public plaza, will activate the area well into the evenings. As we continue to move east on the corner, we see 2025's lobby entrance and elements marked by stone. Note the checkmark form of the bottom brick spandrel that is used to subtly signify the entry point of the lobby. The bottom two stories possess high-quality stone forms. The leasing office is located behind the stone wall that anchors the base of the southeast corner of the building. The residential corners of the building are lightened through the use of recessed balconies where the brick-clad structure frame is accentuated with metal panel covered balconies at the alternating floors. Looking up, you see and can notice the use of a glass zipper language being used to isolate the glass form across the top 6 floors of the building. The expression is used to create a significant recess in the mass, 12 feet from the eastern face of the building. The horizontal location of the zipper will provide outdoor spaces for the residents. Rising to the sky, a rooftop garden and pool is exposed on the building's 5th facade that allows residents to enjoy the fresh air while taking in some of the best views of Arlington. The plantings continue to provide the benefits of the building's biophilic design and capture rainwater. Balconies on the corner of the recessed glass form also allow for additional outdoor opportunities for these units. As we move back towards the sidewalk, You can further appreciate the relief in the mass at the top of the building. Also notice the alley space of this very narrow triangular site. The alley is used for service, parking entry points, and transformer locations, avoiding curb cuts on the heavily traveled streets of Wilson and Clarendon. The brick is developed to have a two-story expression with infill metal panel detailing. The north and south facades are parallel to the streets and have incorporated Juliet balconies to connect the units to fresh air and the exterior elements. The use of the high-quality stone framing continues at the pedestrian level on Wilson as we move towards the prow of the building and the significant public plaza. Notice the openings formed by the creative structure that increases the pedestrian permeability of the area. Here you see the drama of floating forms of brick, metal, stone, and glass coming together. The objects create their own identity through the use of a recessed glass zipper. The velocity of the angled brick creates a playful tension as it reinforces the angle of the glass prow. The sculpted stone columns not only support the glass vessel, but act as frames for people watching, both inside and outside the plaza. As you approach the apex of the triangular-shaped site, the sculpted stone frame base reaches up to greet people through a modern framed opening that points directly west. The use of warm wood soffit looks to be illuminated in the evenings, further inviting people into the space throughout the day. Pulling back, you once again see the clean sculptural glass form that is further accentuated by an angular stainless steel frame as it intersects all planes. Thanks for letting us share with you the architecture of 2025 Clarendon Street. We look forward to answering your questions and speaking with you soon.